Hello, Generals. This week we are working on the English EOI. We're going to be looking at improving our writing skills. You're going to be looking at identifying several qualities of good writing, understanding several common grammatical mistakes in writing, as well as revising your own writing. This week's lesson comes to us from Sarah Lonstern, a language arts teacher at Manapaba High School in Minnesota, and by the Grammar Girl website. Let's do a quick refresher. What is a pronoun? A pronoun takes the place of a noun. We sometimes use pronouns instead of nouns. I, we, she, he. We also have case, which refers to pronouns. The case of a pronoun can be either a subject or object, depending on how it is used in a sentence. Pause the video as you make all of the notes about what is a pronoun, specifically making note of subject as well as the object. Unpause the video when everyone has written these notes. Okay, we're going to sit out for the rest of this time and review again who versus whom. This is something we covered right before our Christmas break, but we want to go over it again. Who versus whom. First, to know whether to use who or whom, we need to talk about the difference between subjects and objects, because you use who when you are referring to the subject of a clause and whom when you are referring to the object of a clause. I know subject and object sound pretty abstract, but it's easy. If we think about people, the subject of the sentence is the person doing something, and the object of the sentence is having something done to them. If I step on squiggly, then I am the subject and squiggly is the object. So again, subject, person doing something in a sentence, object having something done to them. Pause the video as everyone takes these notes. Unpause when you have finished taking the notes. Okay, still having a hard time remembering subjects from objects? Yeah. Well, here's my favorite mnemonic. If I say I love you, you are the object of my affection. And you is also the object of the sentence, because I am loving you, making me the subject, and you the object. How's that? I love you. You are the object of my affection and my sentence. It's like a Valentine's Day card, all rolled into one. Let's do a little further practice. Who versus whom. People are often uncertain about when to use who and whom. Here are the difference between them. Who, a subject pronoun, like he or she. Who performs the verb in a sentence. Whom, an object pronoun, like him or her. Whom receives the verb in a sentence. Again, pause the video as you take these notes because it will be very helpful as you go into the actual practice. Great job with your note taking. Now, no need to take notes on these next couple of ones. Let's actually just do it together. So remember, you use whom when you're referring to the object of a sentence. Use who when you're referring to the subject of a sentence. For example, Andre is a student whom the teachers picked as outstanding. Not sure? Break the sentence into two parts. Andre is a student. That's the first part. The teachers picked him, Andre, as outstanding. Subject, the teachers. Andre is the object. Okay, here's a quick tip. Most, not always. If you can take out the who or the whom and the sentence still makes sense, then the correct form is whom. Okay, so let's try it. Let's take this green block below and cover the whom in the example sentence. Does it still make sense? Then the correct form should be whom. Okay, let's read it. Andre is the student the teachers picked as outstanding. Andre is the student the teachers picked as outstanding. Does that still make sense? Yeah. Then the correct form is whom. Again, no need to take notes. So, when is it okay to use who? If you are talking about the subject of the sentences, then you would use who. For example, Janice is the student who reads the most books. Let's break it down again. Janice is the student. She, Janice, has read the most books. Janice is the subject, not the object in the sentence. Okay, try the green block trick again. Does it work? If it doesn't, then the correct form is who. So again, let's move this green block over the word who, and let's read it. Janice is the student, has read the most books. Janice is the student, has read the most books. Does that make sense? Does it work? You got it. No, it doesn't. So, then the correct form is who. If it did make sense, we would need to change it to whom. Again, no need to take notes. We're just practicing now. So, but what to do when the sentence is a question? How in the world do I do it if it's a question? For questions, turn the question into a statement and follow the suggestions from the previous pages. So, example, who versus whom should I invite to the game? So, let's change it to a sentence. I should invite he, him to the game. When you turn the question to a statement, you use the pronoun him. So, whom is correct. This is when our notes are very helpful. But a quick tip alert. When converting a question to a statement, you cannot use the green cover-up rule. So, only changing it and looking at the pronoun do we help us pick which form should we use. Okay, some last tips. How do I know which word to use? Some quick and easy tips. Ask yourself, could I substitute he or him? If the answer is he, then who is the correct word to use? If the answer is him, then whom is the correct word to use? It's easy to remember. Him and whom both have the letter M. So, for example, who is late for class? He is late for class. Whom did you meet at the party? I met him at the party. Okay, here's where you need to write this down. Still having a hard time remembering when to use who and him? Remember, who equals he, whom equals him. Pause the video until everyone has written this tip down. Okay, now it's time to practice. We're going to click the button to see if your pronoun choice is correct. First, try and see if you can fill in the blank with the options. Pause the video until everyone has answered, and then we'll click and see what the answers are. Okay, hopefully you clicked who for everyone, because that is the correct answer. I'm not sure who left his book behind, who wrote this play. Alex, who is always on time, was late for class today. Good job. Let's do another practice. Let's practice with these sentences. Again, pause the video until everyone has answered. Okay, hopefully you said whom, who, and whom. All right, let's pause the video one final time and do these problems on your own. Once you have completed all of the answers, compare your answers with a teammate, and then we will show the answers. Okay, cool. Let's double check your answers. The first one was whom, who, whom, who, and who again. Let's read it all the way through. Whom did Mom invite to Maria's party? Who invited Ricky to be the speaker for the entire class? Susan is the chef who will create an exquisite menu for the party. Cameron is the running back whom OSU signed last week. The coach admonished anyone who had not attended the practice last week. The teacher decided who should be the class spokesperson. Not a bad job if you got all those right. Now, create your own sentence using who and whom as choices. Then swap the sentence with a partner and see if they can choose the correct pronoun using the he or who, him, who, whom rule. So remember, who equals he, whom equals him. Unpause the video when everyone is done. Okay, you probably still need a little bit of refresher to clarify anything. So what you need to do is click on the corresponding video, either the Windows Movie Player version or the QuickTime version, in order to get one more last refresher. Have a great day, Generals.